Notorious, legend, gangster. On this day in history, October 17th, 1931, Al Capone, one of the most infamous criminals of the 1920s and 1930s, was convicted of tax evasion. Born in Brooklyn, New York in 1899 to Italian immigrants, Alphonse Capone was expelled from school at the age of 14. He joined a gang and earned the nickname Scarface after being cut across the cheek during a fight. In 1920, Capone moved to Chicago, where he engaged in numerous illegal enterprises such as alcohol smuggling, gambling, and prostitution under the direction of crime boss Johnny Torrio. 5 years after being integrated within the organization, Capone, who was cunning and brutal, was put in charge after Torrio retired due to an attempt on his life. Because of the prohibition which banned brewing and distributing alcohol from 1920 to 1933, Capone, as the boss, was able to bootleg in the city of Chicago and accumulate millions for the services his organization provided. By 1930, Capone was at the top of the FBI's most wanted list. He was able to avoid long stints in jail by intimidating witnesses, hiding out in various locations that he kept hidden, and bribing city officials. By wiping out his competitors through battles, including the very infamous St. Valentine's Day Massacre, in which he gunned down 7 rivals, Capone was the Chicago crime kingpin, and notoriously known at the national level. As a wanted criminal, he made lots of enemies, including federal agent Elliot Ness. Ness led a team known as the Untouchables, who were unable to be corrupted and often broke up Capone's illegitimate businesses. However, it wasn't until 1931 and charges of tax evasion that finally stuck and landed Al Capone in prison. He was indicted on 22 counts of income tax evasion from 1925 to 1929, for which he was able to post a $50,000 bail. He was then subsequently indicted on 5,000 violations of the Volstead Act, which were prohibition laws. Capone agreed to a plea bargain for both federal abuses, but the federal prosecutor refused to honor the plea bargain. After rescinding the guilty pleas, the federal government decided to try Capone only on the tax evasion, citing the precedent over the Volstead Act violations. He was convicted of 5 counts of income tax evasion and sentenced to 11 years in prison. Initially serving his time in Atlanta, he was accused of manipulating the system and was transferred to Alcatraz. He was released in 1939, just 8 years after his conviction, for good behavior, after spending his final year in the prison hospital suffering from syphilis. Capone suffered health problems for the rest of his life and died at age 48 in his home in Florida.